I don't have to rush this thing so much. But anyways, all right, we're live right now. So for those of you tuning in right now live, or you guys replaying the interview, I appreciate your support. Before we begin, as I always say, make sure you guys give me a follow on Instagram, iHoopsFL. So I post all the highlights, all the best clips, all that good stuff will be found on there. But anyways, let's go right into the interview. So I know, I mean, you live in the Chicago area, like in the suburbs. Can you talk about not what Chicago basketball is like, but what Chicago like suburb basketball is like?
Well, yeah, definitely. It gets like compared to the city, it gets a bad rep to not being as tough and as competitive. And I think like in the recent couple of years, ever since I came in as a freshman, there's been a lot of talent come out of the suburbs. We got guys like Max Christie, Bryce Hopkins. There's a bunch of D1 players, Chris Hodges and Max Christie. They're both in my conference. They're both going to Wisconsin, and Michigan State. So there's a lot of big time talent in the suburbs these days, and it's really gotten better, I think, and it's getting really competitive.
And just for yourself personally, like what have you done to get yourself exposure on a national level?
I think the EYBL circuit has definitely helped me a lot. We didn't get to play last year, but the year before that, I did get to play in a couple EYBL sessions and Peach Jam with Mean Streets. I spent my whole AAU career playing on the Nike circuit with either Mean Streets or Mac Irvin. So I think that's definitely the main reason why I've been able to get some exposure at the college level. And then some of my high school games, a lot of college coaches say they watch a lot of my high school games, so that's good as well.
And obviously, both of those programs, Mean Streets and Macro and Fire, both pretty legendary EIBL programs. Like, how did you get the opportunity to join those teams?
Well, actually, it kind of all started like I played for a team that my dad coached, and we actually played against like the Mac Irvin Mean Streets group, and I played pretty well. So then my dad got to know their coaches over there, and then I ended up making the transition the next year to play with them, and it just went from there. Each year, it just started getting better and better, and then playing against tougher competition, playing with better guys. So it's definitely Mean Streets and Mac Irvin have been the team I played with the whole way up.
And someone very legendary from Chicago. Some people refer to him as the GOAT. I even told you this. I mean, Michael Jordan. He played basketball. He played baseball. You do the same thing. Can you talk about what it's like playing basketball and baseball?
Yeah, I definitely love basketball more than I like baseball. I spend all my time working in the gym on basketball. Baseball is kind of a time. I'm just a pitcher in baseball. I call it PO, pitcher only. So I just play for my high school team, and I don't really spend that much time working on baseball, but I do enjoy playing it. And when I'm not playing basketball, it's like a good break to spend some time with my friends. We go on trips for high school. It's been a fun experience so far, and I'm looking forward to playing baseball again this summer.
And I mean, being a pitcher, I feel like it's one of the more like hard positions in baseball, just because I feel like you may have some more pressure on yourself for majority of the time. Like, of course, if there's a pop fly ball and you're the guy in the outfield, I mean, then the pressure's on you for that second. But for majority of the time, like, you got to make sure that everything's kind of consistent. Every pitch is good. I mean, being a pitcher is definitely a tough position. Could you share what it's like just having to, have that be your role in baseball?
Yeah, I love being a pitcher just because like you control everything that happens. Like when you have the ball in your hand, you control the game, and it's really just about the mindset you go into the game with as a pitcher, and that's what I think I do a good job of that. I usually don't tend to get like sped up. I usually take my time on the mound and do a good job.
Yeah. What was maybe the fastest your fastest pitch?
Ooh, honestly, I don't know. Like I haven't been working on it, and I haven't got my pitch, or I haven't used a radar gun ever really. So I think I throw like low 80, low to mid 80s. That's what my coaches think. So I'm not exactly sure what the fastest pitch I ever thrown was.
Yeah, it's definitely that's definitely pretty crazy. And just throwing a ball like that, super fast. I mean, unless like I don't know how to even throw a ball in general. Like, does that ever get your arm really tired? And like, if so, is that ever something you've had to like struggle with? Your back maybe hurting or your arm, stuff like that.
Yeah, your arm definitely gets sore after pitching, but we do a good job of taking care of our arms. Like our lifting program does a good job. We call it arm care, so my arm never really gets too sore, and if it does, I just don't throw. But I do a good job of resting it and keeping it healthy.
And has playing baseball helped you in basketball or vice versa?
Yeah, I think being a multi-sport athlete is definitely beneficial in a lot of ways. Like, you don't want to get burned out on one sport too much, no matter how much you love it. And definitely, like when I was younger, I would play basketball and baseball like an equal amount. Now I play way more basketball. Like I play basketball every day compared to baseball just in the spring. But I definitely think it has a lot of benefits. You meet a lot of new people, go on different trips, and it's just been a lot of fun.
And what about in terms of your playing style? Like, is there anything that kind of baseball has taught you that's reflected the way you play on the court?
Oh, definitely. Baseball is such a mental sport. Like it's more mental than mentally. The mental part of baseball is definitely more than basketball. So I definitely think that's transitions over to the court. Like just having a strong mindset, having a short memory, and just keep going has transitioned from baseball to basketball.
Definitely. And last season, you led your team to a 24-8 record. Obviously, that's very impressive. I'm just gonna guess, unless some team in your conference is just undefeated or something like that. I mean, that's a very difficult record to be. At least where I live. So, what were your goals, and what are your expectations for this season?
This season, I mean, we don't exactly know what's going to happen this season, but if we do, it's definitely just to win as many games as we can because we don't know what kind of schedule we're going to have. But the goal is always to win our division, win the conference, and then try to make a run in the playoffs, win a regional championship. So that's definitely our goal, team goals.
And how were you guys able to achieve just such a successful record last season?
I think we just had a really good mix of guys. Like our coach did a good job of coming up with game plans for games, and we just got went out there and won games. We won at home and we won on the road just as much. So like we did a good job of bouncing throughout the season and we just won games. We just grinded it out basically.
And you said, like you don't even know you're gonna have a season yet. Like I heard, I'm sure Slow Shay. Like I saw you post something that he's been updating. At least he's been the person I guess that I've been seeing the updates on. With the whole Illinois High School Athletic Association thing. He said it should be like a dramatic TV show or something like that. Like I think at one point like, oh, you're playing and you're not playing. Has that been something difficult for you to deal with? Just all the uncertainty around if you're going to have a high school basketball season or not.
Yeah, it's definitely been tough because we just don't really know anything and we I don't want to miss a year of high school basketball. That's the most fun thing there is to do, play in front of crowds and just put it's showtime because all the hard work you put in during the summer shows off during the winter high school season. And the fact that we're not going to have that most likely is tough. And I really feel for the seniors because they're not getting a chance to play their last year. I'm just a junior, so like I do have next year to look forward to. But I mean, I still just I've been able to get in the gym every day and just stay positive about having a season. But I do feel it is tough.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, I mean, I'm a junior as well, so I'm pretty fortunate and happy for that. But I mean, even though you have a lot of good offers, so this probably be a dumb question, but if you haven't reclassed yet, since you did say like you don't want to miss high school basketball, is there at all a chance that you may reclass
No,
just to get that other year, or probably not?
no, I don't think I'll reclass. I'm just gonna stay with my graduating class 2022. That's the plan.
Yeah, and obviously with stuff going on with you and your recruitment, probably not necessary. And just getting into that recruitment now, how has that all been overall?
I mean, it's been a great experience so far. We're not allowed to take any visits or go anywhere. So it's been Zoom calls, phone calls, text messages. So it's hard to really get a feel for any certain college. I'm just grateful to have talked to a lot of great programs, and I'm just looking forward to like when I am going to be able to meet coaches in person and they can come out and watch me play. So hopefully the EYBL brings that this summer, and once I start going on visits, I can start to get more of a feel for what I really want to do.
And was there ever a college team? Like I'm sure now you're kind of just watching all types of college basketball just to see like, am I going to fit into this school? Am I going to fit in that school? But at least when you were a kid, was watching basketball on TV. Was there any team that you used to root for a lot?
Not to be honest, not I didn't really have a college team as a kid. I just always looked forward to March Madness and filling out brackets. That's all I cared about. Like I didn't really have a certain team.
Yeah. When did you start like filling out your March Madness? Like what age did you start doing that at?
Oh, I probably do start doing that in like second or third grade. I've
Yeah.
been doing that ever since.
I think I'll never forget. I remember I started in fourth grade. I know for a
Mhm.
fact. And I know I couldn't even figure out how to do it. My mom had to explain to me like how not like like this team's better than this team. She explained to me how to like write the things in the like I couldn't figure out like the winning team you write them here like that got me so confused. I don't know. I don't know about you. Maybe I was like a dumb fourth grader, but I cannot figure
Nah,
that out.
it was a little bit confusing, but like you get the hang of it.
Yeah. Have you ever had like a pretty solid bracket before, or are you usually like
Uh,
busted?
the year that Texas Tech went to the Final Four and championship game, I had them in it.
Oh, well, man, that's yeah. I definitely not think I had him in it, but yeah, I don't know. I'm like close to getting a good bracket, but then I always kind of mess it up at some point where like it just screws the whole thing up. It kind of sucks. But that's like my favorite time of the year. That Thursday when it starts is always my favorite day of the year.
Yeah, it's
I
fun.
don't know why. Like, and for some reason, those days have always been good days. Like in school, I always get no homework that day for some reason. Like it's just always a good day when the tournament starts.
Yeah, it's always fun to watch.
Yeah, and I guess something cool too. I mean, I guess would this maybe be where baseball comes into play because again, those games are fun to watch because they're so close. All the buzzer beats, all the upsets. I mean, your heart's beating the whole games.
Hmm.
You say maybe that's where baseball's like you playing baseball is gonna really come into play, just because when a game gets close like that, I mean, you really got to be mentally strong. So will that really help you if you guys end up making it to the tournament when you play in college?
Yeah, I think that would play a part in it.
And I guess like when games do get like that, I mean, do you ever get nervous, when there's a game close like that and you're playing in it, or is it really like not that bad for athletes? At least for me being like a fan or just not a player, even if I was playing sitting on the bench, like I'd be like sweating, like my heart would be beating out of my chest if the game's close. Like I probably wouldn't be able to control myself. I don't know. When you're playing a game that's tight like that, I mean, are you able to handle that, or is that even a little bit nerve wracking sometimes for players too?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, when the game gets intense, going into the game, I know that for my high school at least, that when it comes down to crunch time, I'm the guy they're gonna look to. So I just have that mindset going into every day in practice, and then when it comes time to do it in the game, I think my teammates trust me, and I believe in myself, and my coach believes in me to do those things in those moments, and yeah,
And going back to the recruitment stuff now, I mean, you have a lot of high major offers. I was even surprised, like I didn't even know you had this many offers, just because you're pretty quiet about your recruitment, at least in terms of on Instagram. I mean, why you kind of chose to carry yourself in that way, where you are a pretty big time recruit, but I mean, just looking at you, like no one can really tell.
yeah. I mean, I guess you could say I'm not like a huge social media guy. Definitely. I mean, I post when I get offers and stuff, but I don't really go all out for it. And there's been no visits or anything, so I haven't been really able to do like the jersey posts or anything when you put on the uniform. But no, I'm just still just enjoying the process, and like I don't really think that posting it on social media is that important. I think what's most important is making sure that I make the best decision for myself and my family helps me out.
And I'm sure you maybe know this better than I do, but you're not the first guy that said like the whole jersey posting thing. Like I mean, I don't see too many players post that stuff, but I guess that's sort of like clout, whatever school you go to post like.
Yeah,
Is that really like the case for players? Because I mean, I pretty much follow tons of high school basketball players, but I just don't. I just haven't picked up on it. So is that really the case for most guys?
I guess so. I mean, as part of the trip, I always see when I was younger, when I would see guys going on recruiting trips, they'd always post like a picture of them in the team's uniform and say like not committed, but like that's just
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
but I would do the same thing, but there's been no visits or anything, so a lot of people are quiet. I feel like recruiting's messed up right now because of COVID. Nothing's really the same.
And obviously, like I mean, your recruitment process though is going very, very well. Better than most. But are you at all like slightly disappointed? You couldn't really enjoy the process. You're more just kind of just doing it. Like you can't go on the visits or really get a feel for the schools or even like just try on their uniforms. So, would you say like you're a little bit disappointed that it's not as fun as it used to be?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it sucks that I'm not able to do the full process, but I'm lucky. I'm grateful enough and lucky enough to have these opportunities. So, and I do have. I mean, hopefully, like springtime, summertime, and even next year, I can meet the coaches in person, tour the campus, and do all that cool stuff. So I'm not. I mean, I'm just happy to have all these colleges looking at me and keep going from here.
And is there any sort of school that has offered you, even if they never said like we want you to come for a visit, but is there any school that you would just love to take a visit to, or a school that just has like a pretty cool campus? not even like because at the end of the day, like even campus doesn't matter in your decision. It's all about the fit of a basketball school. But just in terms of the campuses, is there any campus that you really want to go to, or just try on their jerseys or something like that?
No, I mean I haven't really looked into any of that. I'm I remember one time in like we visited my AAU team. We visited Duke. They had a really cool campus. We got to tour like Cameron Indoor Stadium. I That was definitely a cool trip. Like they had a really cool campus. I would love to start visiting more like college campuses because I don't know that much about any of them really. And it'd be cool just to see new college campuses, regardless if I'm going there for basketball or not.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what you're interested in, I'm telling you right now. Have you ever been to Northwestern before or no?
Yeah, I've been doing Northwestern basketball games, but I haven't really walked around their campus. I heard it's nice though.
Yeah, I mean I haven't really like walked around the whole campus either, but I've seen like I know their football practice facility is extremely nice, and there's like this like lake. I don't know if you saw like the wait crap. What's the is it Lake Michigan? That's with Chicago or no?
Yeah, like Michigan's in
Okay,
Chicago.
okay. Yeah, so I guess the campus is kind of like on Lake Michigan, and there's like a lake and there's a bunch of rocks, and they're all painted
Oh
like
yeah, yeah. I've
yeah,
been there. There's a beach down by there that I've
yeah,
been
yeah. And then you
to.
can see the city like that. Man, that was crazy. Like I wish I could go there because I mean that campus is on that at least as that alone is unbelievable. And then like everything outside of it and wait, is it called Evansville or Evan something?
It's in Evanston, Illinois. Yeah,
Oh, Evanston. Yeah, I mean that's super nice too. Like yeah, that campus is crazy. And I'm a big purple guy. I love purple. I don't know if that's your favorite color.
yeah,
Purple is my favorite color. I mean I saw that. I was like, oh, like I got like, all the purple. I was like so happy.
yeah. It's a real good school.
Yeah, but I guess same time it's a really good school where I'm not a really good or I guess I'm a really good student. I'm not like a the world's best student, so I'm not
Yeah,
even considering going to that school anymore. But yeah, just the campus is unbelievable, and I didn't even get to see the new basketball arena, so I'm sure that's probably nice too. But again, it's back to more of the offers stuff about you specifically. Can we share where schools have been contacting you the most out of the ones that have offered you?
yeah. I've been talking to schools like Nebraska, Maryland, Virginia, DePaul, Drake, UIC, Virginia Tech, Purdue. Um, how am I blanking on one of them? Oh, NC State. I've been talking to the NC State coach a lot. Those are just a couple of the schools I've been talking to the most.
Okay, but not all the schools have offered you though, right?
Yeah, they all those haven't offered me. Those are just the schools that I stay in touch with the most. Oh, South Carolina, that's another one. Me and the coach at the assistant coach at South Carolina, we stay in touch a lot.
Okay, that's definitely pretty cool, and a lot of big time schools. And oh okay, I remember my question. Yeah, so I don't know if I ever asked this in an interview before. Like here, but I at least asked a few players this since the college basketball season has started. Like, has your recruitment process at all died down, or is it still just feeling like normal as usual?
Yeah, definitely like coaches they're busy with their own team and stuff. So like, I don't talk on the phone with them as much, but like they definitely still stay in touch, phone calls every once in a while, Zoom calls. It's not as busy, but it's still the same. Like I still feel they're still making the recruits a priority, I feel like.
Do the coaches tell you like, oh, just letting you know, I'm probably going to be kind of inactive during the college basketball season, or do you just kind of assume that?
No, I just kind of assume that, and they definitely should. They gotta win games too.
Yeah, I definitely. I honestly don't even know how the coaches do it. Like, there's just so much they have to. At least us, isn't the coach, or I guess both. Like, there's just so much stuff they have to do. It's kind of unbelievable. But how's it maybe been like any extremely cool experience during the recruitment process? Like maybe this guy ended up reaching out to you that you never thought you'd be able to talk to, or like maybe your first offer was like crazy for you. Like, what was there any experience in the recruitment process so far that was pretty memorable?
Yeah, I think when some of the high major schools started recruiting me, like Virginia, South Carolina, Maryland, like those guys, it was just like it was a good feeling to know that a high major school was interested in me because like as a kid that was my goal. My goal was to play Division 1 basketball at a high level and then play professional basketball. So when I started reaching out to some of the top college programs, it kind of hit me like I can really do this if I really just put the work in and have a chance to make money playing basketball someday. And that's the ultimate goal.
Definitely. I don't know like. But I kind of just realized this. You're a shooting guard, you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at least looking at the pictures of you online, like you look like a giant. I'm telling you, I thought you were even taller than 6'5". Like I was honestly thinking 7 foot for a second, just because I don't know
Oh,
how.
really?
Just the pictures I saw, you literally looked huge. Like it was pretty crazy. But being 6'5" and a shooting guard, like I'm sure in the NBA that's slightly normal, but at least in high school and kind of coming into college, like that's obviously kind of unique and special. I mean, what sort of system are you looking for basketball wise in college?
I definitely want to play for a school that values like 3-point shooting, gets a lot of plays with pace, and it runs like what would I call it? Definitely just plays with a lot of pace, gets a lot of shots up, kind of plays with creativity. Not so much like a super organized system, like let the players do what they want kind of thing. Play with pace, shoot a lot of threes, get to the basket, play defense, system like that.
And I don't know if the Warriors, are at fault for this, but I feel like every recruit pretty much tells me, I want to play fast, I want to play not a lot of plays, and you just kind of said the same thing. Why is that kind of a popular choice for players nowadays?
I don't know. I mean, Steph Curry, like you said, the Warriors and Klay Thompson, they changed the game. But ever since we were little, like this generation, AAU, all we've done is played fast, shoot a lot of threes. All coaches, most of my coaches want threes or layups. So it's definitely a different way of the game. Now the pick and roll is huge. Pick and roll, threes, and layups. Basically, the way the game is played these days in a lot of places.
And again, at least according to some of these pictures I saw, like I'm telling you right now, you just look like a giant on the court. I was literally assuming center for a little bit, but I just growing up, were you always like one of the taller guys on your team?
Not my Mean Streets team. No, I was never. In my high school, like my neighborhood area. Yeah, I've always been the tallest. But like in the state of Illinois, no. Like on my Mean Streets team, I got AJ Casey, Jalen Washington, Ty Rogers. That's and Robbie Avila. That's like 6'9", 6'8", 6'7", 6'6". So I'm like medium size on that team.
Yeah, but at least for high school basketball, where you did say you're probably the taller, the one of the taller, if not the tallest guy on your team. What sort of role do they have you playing in there? Like, do they have maybe play that big man center role, or do they let you play like how you would probably play in college?
No, I definitely play a guard position for my high school. On defense, I might have to guard like one of their bigger guys, but I've really been working on playing like two ways. I can play guard on offense, which is what I am, and then also guard a guard on defense. I've really been spending a lot of time playing guard defense.
And what about like growing up and you were younger and just getting into basketball? Were you usually put at center or one of the taller guys, or did you just have some big growth spurt?
No, I always played guard. I never played center in my life. I always was a guard.
Okay, so I guess was this like easy for you to make that transition from being I guess being a normal guard to now a big guard?
Yeah, I think it's just like it makes it easier. Even I'm taller than a lot of shooting guards, so it makes it easier. I just gotta make sure I keep my handle tight as like if I keep growing. But I think it definitely is an advantage to be a tall guard now. That's what the game is like. You got point guards that are 6'8", 6'9", shooting guards are 6'7". So definitely an advantage.
Definitely. And we just got a couple more questions left because I understand you got a class in a couple of minutes.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's all good.
maybe too long, but what do you think about playing for Mean Streets?
Main Streets is definitely a super fun experience. I play with a bunch of other really talented players. I think we have 2 5 stars and like 2 4 stars on the team now. So it's it's like a college system, where you show up, everybody's just as talented as you are. Whereas like everybody there on their high school team is like the guy. Then you have to figure out how to win as a team together. And like if you can, when we figure it out we're just gonna keep working together, keep making a better team chemistry. We can be really good in the circuit this year, I believe.
Yeah, definitely. I'm usually really good in the circuit. Do you think you have a chance on throwing off at least my favorite YBL team, Night Riders, because South Florida, Night Riders, South Florida. Do you think you guys have a chance on taking their defending Peach Jam title, or what do you
Yeah,
think?
that's the ultimate goal is win them as many games as we can and make a run in the Peach Jam, try to win the whole thing.
And I'm sure like with UIBL, I mean, you got to win a certain amount of games, or you at least got to be a winning team consistently to keep that Nike deal, to keep getting that exposure for the guys and all that stuff. So for maybe a program director for coaches, like honestly, like AAU basketball and UIBL basketball, like that's kind of stressful for the people behind the scenes. For you, do you get to feel that stressed at all?
No, but I don't really feel the pressure. I just know that we got to put on for the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois is that we're one of the top teams in the country. And over the years, we've proven that we made the Peach Jam, whatever that was, 2 years ago since Peach Jam got canceled last year, and we just want to keep showing that Mean Streets is the top team in the country.
Definitely. I got one more question. I mean, you said, putting on for the city of Chicago, for Illinois. I mean, it's such a big basketball city and state. What's it like trying to carry on that legacy?
I mean, there's been a ton of great players come out of Illinois, so it's just like you just want to be up there with some of those big name guys and you make a legacy for yourself. But like definitely Illinois is a great place. It's one of the toughest. The city of Chicago is definitely one of the toughest places to play basketball. And if you can figure out how to play there, I think you can play anywhere. Just because of all the big names that have come out of here. So it's a great place to be.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, anyways, I'll let you hop off, go to your class, and I'll just wrap up the interview.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no, man. Thank you. Means a lot. All right. Well, anyways, guys, again, hope you guys enjoyed the interview. Before we end the interview, gotta plug our Instagrams. So again, sorry for being a little bit rushed. We were gonna do well, regardless, it was gonna be rushed, but pretty big time recruit. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Just very humble kid. Very blessed to be talking to him. But again, make sure you guys give us a follow on Instagram at CamCraft12. And I'm at iHoopsFL. And anyways, for 2022 Buffalo Grove High School shooting guard, Cam Craft. I'm Isaac Fleischer, and this has been another iHoopsFL interview. Peace out, guys.